Hello hockey fans and welcome to another episode of the Heat This Week. I'm your host Lauren Rempel as Braden is on the road with the team this week. Now on this week's show we feature our Game of the Week which saw the Heat fall to the Toronto Marlies. Kane LaFranchise is our player profile and Chris Breen joins us for Rapid Fire. You're watching the Heat This Week on SportzCast.TV. The Heat started their 6-game road trip 1-1 against the Hamilton Bulldogs. For our Game of the Week, though, we looked to their 3-2 loss against Toronto on Sunday. It was the first time in Toronto at Ricoh Coliseum between the Heat and Marlies in their 4-game season series. Here's this week's Game of the Week.
Yoni Orio back from the NHL and ready to start for the Abbotsford Heat with his 2.2 goals against and his .926 save percentage. At the other end of the ice, Garrett Sparks gets the call. Yesterday he saw some action as he was put into the game halfway through after Christopher Gibson was pulled from the game. Sparks has a record of 7-5 and a 2.75 goals against and a .913 save percentage, and this is his first full season with the Toronto Marlies. He has been up and back from the ECHL. There's Jerry D'Amigo, moves it back to Holzer. Talk about guys that got NHL games this year. Percy moves that one back. Hard shot by Holzer, scooped up by Jerry D'Amigo. And the Marlies go up 1-0. Just 3:36 into this game.
Holzer gets the puck, and then he gives it to Stu Percy. Let's switch sides so we're both in one-time situations. Puck on the goal, and I think that's the most important thing. Corbinian Holzer, it's not how hard you shoot it. Make sure you get it through on the net, you get a rebound, and you've got an open man standing off to the side. Jerry D'Amigo deposits it in the back of the net, and for Jerry D'Amigo, his 19th goal of the season.
High to Billings, gives that one back. Davies and Billings now into Street, wanted to let one go. Holzer turned around and on the second attempt stopped that one. On the side of the net, Billings scores. Call it Zachary Davies, who got himself out front and jammed away. Now things square up as Lyon and Jamie Devan right out front, and Devan knocks him down maybe on the second punch. When they may not be as interested after chasing the Stanley Cup to chase the Calder Cup. Little backhander out front. What a save by Sparks, but Brennan gets tied up with his goaltender and has to make a save off what occurs after as Jerry D'Amigo is down in the corner. Luc LeBlanc comes out at a running clip, but
it's like D'Amigo's got a wrist or a hand injury there as he's left both gloves laying on the ice along with his stick.
Looking for the one time is Reinhart, but they go the other way with it. Reinhart dips in. Cross ice. It gets by him. Garrett Sparks followed it. Reinhart looks in again. Sends it on the backside. Locke scores. And Corey Locke makes it 2-1, and they've got lots of time still left on the power play as Holzer exits the box. Here's Josh Levo, tried to feed Kevin Marshall. Now he moves it back into the corner for Peter Holland. Up high, they've got Brennan. Going to move it back in for Josh Levo, who steps toward the net. Fires one off the iron. Street goes racing after trying to get by Brennan and has an opportunity, turns around and fires another one at Garrett Sparks.
Well, boy, some excellent speed by Ben Street right there. And, you know, Abbotsford's been dangerous every time they've killed the penalty thus far. They've had some great chances.
Holland back door, Ashton scores! And the Marlies tie it up at 2 apiece with 11 seconds to go on the power play. McWilliam puts it down into the corner. By it, Levo out front, Holland right on. And Ordio had an eye to it almost the second Levo touched it. Josh Levo working it off the wall. He's got Brennan there. He decides to go into the corner to Ashton, who picks it up off the line out front. Holland again, knocks one, and it just Ashton picks it up and comes back up high again. Smith without a stick out there. It's loose. Backhander. Stop. Still there. And it's knocked down. And coming on was Trevor Smith after he was coming. Otherwise, that puck would have been cleared from the zone. Street leans in. Carrick wins it back. Shot right on. Followed up by Biggs. And that is stopped. And a couple of great saves. Moves it back into the corner. Is evaporated. Now Ashton tries to get a hold of it. Carrick been filled in, and he is down, and we got a penalty coming up as Ashton had a good long look. Here's Brennan, flips one toward the net, loose side of the net, and sitting on top of it
as the goaltender stands tall.
Rebound there. Here's Holland trying it, scores! Josh Levo makes it 3-2 as the Marlies take advantage again on the power play.
The puck goes to the net. Oriole can't hang on to that rebound, so the Marlies chip it back out. And Peter Holland with a wonderful job. When he gets this puck, he fakes the shot and a low-look pass right into the zone that Levo wants that puck, and he one-times it past the goaltender, Oriole.
Long pass. Holland stops it there. Flips it all the way down the ice. This one is just wide, but Levo is right there to try to collect it.
Well, that's the way you negate the icing call, by making sure you sprint up the ice. So full marks for Levo for doing that.
This is a win for Derek Sparks and a win for the Marlies as well.
The Heat remain in second place in the West Division with 77 points and are fifth in the Western Conference. We'll take a quick break. On the other side, we get to know Heat defenseman Kane LaFranchise. You're watching the Heat this week on Shaw TV. Welcome back. Defenseman Kane LaFranchise is in his first season with the Heat, recording 9 points in 24 games. Here he is in player profile.
Well, Kane, talk about your hockey background, where you grew up and whereabouts you played.
I grew up in Edmonton, Alberta. I lived there my whole life. Returned there every summer, but I started playing White Mud West up through club hockey, CAC, and junior in Spruce Grove.
Any particular memories that stand out when you look back at your playing days at a young age?
I think just making the transition to defense. I used to be a forward, and used to idolize Doug Waite for the Oilers there, so loved center, but I made the switch to D, and it's kind of haven't looked back since.
You chose the junior A route in the AJHL with the Spruce Grove Saints. Why did you want to take that direction, the junior A route?
They pursued me the year before I played junior, and it was close to home, and I think I just wanted to get one more year, couple more years of being at home because I knew I was going to college, so it was important to me to be close.
And you played 3 seasons at the University of Alaska Anchorage. What were those 3 years like for yourself?
It was great. It was a cool experience. I mean, first time you're away from home, it's not that easy, but we had some struggles up there winning-wise, but it was always a good experience, and Anchorage is a great place to live.
And it's funny how things worked out after your third and final year at Alaska Anchorage. You got to turn pro in Alaska and play for the Aces in the ECHL. How did that whole situation come about?
After I kind of left school there, they just phoned to see if they were interested, and they needed a D-man, and hopped in there. And yeah, like you said, it was nice to make the debut where I was playing college, and I've been there for, I think, 7 years now. So it's kind of like a second home to me, and it's been fun playing up there.
How hard was that decision foregoing your senior year to turn pro?
I had some personal issues come up with that. It was obviously a difficult one, but I think kind of try to live life with no regrets. So I'm trying to, finish my schooling while I play right now, and it's nice to be here and play professional hockey at this level as well.
What can you say about the Heat's ECHL affiliate, those Alaska Aces, and what that franchise has done to Kane LaFranchise's career?
It's been great. I mean, there's a good coach up there in Rob Murray. It's a good program, great fans, and it's good for them to be affiliated, but it's also nice to see all the guys getting their opportunities here, like Connolly and Kremer and Trupp, and it's just a testament, I guess, to the work down there, but it works out for both sides.
And you've been a mainstay with the Heat since your first recall this season early on in the year. How's your time been with Abbotsford?
Aside from the injury, it's been great. I mean, it's nice to be in Canada again, and it's nice to be with this group of guys, a lot of good guys. Troy's a great coach, and I'm just enjoying every minute.
How tough was it overcoming that injury? You missed a lot of time with it, and then just jump back out onto the ice, and seems like it's been a pretty good transition.
Yeah, it's that was my first knee injury, so it was kind of hard to, figure out what I had to do. But it was good, long road to recovery. But I mean, like you said, it's great to be back, and the transition's been pretty smooth.
And finally, Kane, ultimate goal. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? Do you hope?
Like everybody, I think it'd be, in the NHL. But I mean, anywhere I can play at a high level and still play the game I love would be obviously ideal. So I'm just going to keep playing, and like I said, hopefully it'll be in the NHL someday.
This has been a player profile with
Kane, the franchise.
It was another busy week on the transaction wire. Joni Ortio had been sent back down to the Heat after playing 10 games with the Flames. He went 4-4 with an .891 save percentage and a 2.51 goals against average. He earned his first NHL win back on March 5th in a 4-1 victory over Ottawa. So with Ortio back, Aaron Dell was released. Dell appeared in 6 games with the Heat, earning his first career AHL win on Saturday in Hamilton. The Abbotsford Heat have assigned forward Turner Elson to the Alaska Aces of the ECHL. He played in 37 games with the Heat this season and has recorded 3 points in 19 penalty minutes. He'd also signed Brendan Connolly down to the Alaska Aces. He appeared in 3 games in his second stint with the Heat and earned 2 points, including his first career AHL goal on March 14th against Utica. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, defenseman Chris Breen answers our most burning questions. You're watching the Heat This Week on SportzCast.TV. Defenseman Chris Breen has 4 points and 29 penalty minutes in 35 games with the Heat this season, and he also had a 6-game stint with the Flames earlier this year. Here he is in rapid fire.
Chris, best video game of all time.
That I played, NHL 99 was the last one I really played.
When did you hit your growth spurt?
When I was born.
What was your welcome to the pros moment?
Jim Playfair's YouTube sensation night against Hamilton. That was my first game here in Abbotsford.
Favorite actor of all time?
Probably Leo DiCaprio.
What's one show you're embarrassed to say you watch?
Oh, I watch all the kids shows. I have a daughter. Dora the Explorer, maybe.
Why do you wear number 6?
Just kind of a number I'm comfortable with. I've had it for a while now.
Who's the best player you've ever matched up against, AHL or NHL?
I played against Teemu Selanne this year. It was pretty cool.
What award in your house are you most proud of?
The most valuable player, or not most valuable, sorry, most improved player, my first year in the Heat.
Favorite kind of junk food?
Licorice.
What's your number 1 pet peeve?
Ooh, I don't know, people who tap or scratch or just random, little finicky people, yeah.
Favorite thing to do in your spare time?
Just hang out with my kids.
Did you have any pets growing up, and do you have any right now?
I had 2 dogs growing up, 2 Bouviers named Jazz and Cola. Got nothing right now. We had a fish, but it didn't last too long. So.
Which player on the Heat thinks he's funny but actually isn't?
Olsen.
What's been your longest lasting nickname?
Breener.
And finally, Chris, if you could go out to dinner with any 2 people in the world, past or present, who would they be?
Ooh, Gandhi and Lance Armstrong, maybe.
This has been in Rapid Fire with
Christopher Breen.
The Heat have 3 games remaining on their current road trip, which will wrap up on Sunday in Toronto. The Heat then will return home for their final 4 home games of the regular season, starting April 4th against Rockford. Brandon will be back in the chair next week, but for now, you're up to date with the Abbotsford Heat. I'm Lauren Rumpel. Thanks for watching.